Well, here we are, all by my lonesome, without an announcement about this stream. So we'll see who shows up here shortly. Welcome back to the program. In the meantime, I'm just howling at the wind. There's nobody watching the stream. So I'm talking to myself. 0 viewers, 0 likes, 0 super chats. It's a big 0, 000. Hopefully this is going out somewhere. Let's see how long before somebody shows up here. As I continue to talk to myself. Not much point of going into the news when there's no one there to tell it to. Wow, this is the longest I think I've ever seen nobody watching the programs. Hey, there's somebody. William, Tabi Moyo, welcome to you. Oh, there we go. All right. Diane Humpel, Chris Marie, Charmaine, Jarithra, Oliver, Jim Santos. But whoa, people pouring in now. Okay, cool beans. There's a lot more people in the chat than it shows me on the screen. YouTube playing games here. The date is a little bit behind. Welcome to the program, folks. It's Wednesday, hump day, middle of the week, and it's raining cats and dogs here. It's not pleasant at the moment. So I just thought I'd get on here, talk to you guys. Okay, Heidi, good to see you there too. Again, my apologies. I can only get out here when I can get out here. I'm counting on Ronaldo to pop in the stream at some point to tell me that he's available to go live. So once Ronaldo, that'll be at the top of the hour. I'm okay, Jack. I'm fine. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. But we've got a bit to talk about here today. So it turns out that the Democratic Alliance has been in the States. Yeah, I saw that, Tabi Moyo, that Trump has to pay it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's an overreach, judicial overreach. Even the Supreme Court is overreached. I've told you that John Roberts is unreliable. He's a traitor to the nation. He's not a conservative. He consistently rules contrary to the Constitution. He rules against historical precedent. He rules time and again with this leftist majority. George Bush is, we thought his biggest mistake was Iraq, but it looks like his biggest mistake was John Roberts. Really dangerous and sad situation going on there. Justice Alito just ripped that decision apart, and rightly so. There's no basis whatsoever to tell us we have to spend money in foreign countries to build dams in Uganda. That's just nonsense. That's the American people's money. Well, Tabu, yeah, probably. Potentially. I'm not sure how that applies there. None of the contracts that were mentioned had anything with South Africa, so we'll see. Xenia critical theory. Well, that's, you hear that for the first time from Tucker Carlson's conversation with Ernst Rhodes. Yeah, it's no different than critical race theory. It's just all racism, total racism. It's written by inferior people who have weak minds and who base all their decisions on people's skin pigmentation. I don't know if that's a Zimbabwean journalist. It could be just the same name. But it's very disappointing to see that decision. I don't think it affects the South Africa HIV funding, but it certainly does affect some other programs in Africa. And so it's unbelievable that a court can force the chief executive to spend money in a foreign country when it's American money. There's no constitutional imperative to spend money there. Thanks for your early South African meeting with Iran. Totally stupid and ignorance that will bring us nothing. Yeah, well, I mean, it's an own goal. It's how they fight decision. Well, there's really not much they can do. The Supreme Court is the final authority on this. All they can do is pass a law and to override it, and then the court will have to determine that the law is unconstitutional, which will take time. So, I mean, the quick answer would be the House and the Senate put a bill in front of the president, he signs it, and then it becomes law instantly. That's the only way to override the Supreme Court here. Yep. It's really sad what happened there. It's unbelievable that the court feels it's its place to reach out like that. Of course, those on the political left would argue it's the same thing when it comes to abortion. Who was the court to decide that abortion isn't illegal? Well, that's not what the court decided. The court decided that it was illegal for the federal government to determine abortions, which is correct. The 10th Amendment to the Constitution expressly prohibits the federal government from ruling on abortion. That is a right or a topic refined or reserved to the states and or the people respectively. So all that we got with the Dobbs decision was restoring the Constitution. Hey, welcome, Abe. It's not cold. It's cold standing in the rain, that's for sure. You think they should manipulate the ruling? How can they manipulate the ruling, Tabi? In fact, there's a challenge with how they're going to implement it. So it wasn't clear. None of the people who voted for it bothered to write a decision, so we have no idea what their argument is. It's clearly political. The Supreme Court, we've constantly hear how it's a 6-3 conservative court. That's nonsense. It's a 5-4 leftist court. So-called conservatives, Coney Barrett and John Roberts, are not conservatives. They're both frauds. It's pushing back and show the truth, the proof. Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's what we have to do. Good day to you, Vincent Fogel. Well, it's not. It's raining here for the first time in some time. It hasn't rained for a while. So I intended to do this sitting outside today because it's a bit warmer, but the rain came. Too full to attend. Okay, Ingrid. All right. Trump is not doing the South Africa thing. Guys, people are writing the program that work in the State Department of Homeland Security. One of the problems, which might have some validity, is Ibrahim Rasool, the America-hating South African ambassador to the U.S., said that the 300 people were fired in the State Department and there is no Africa Bureau. Well, that's not an entirely true statement. Yes, 300 people were fired, but there is an African Bureau. But there might be some impact that a lot of people were let go, and so there aren't that many people around to sit around and write this policy. Yes, Ibrahim Rasool is a vile human being. Absolutely. You know, you're right, Keith Alderson. You know, well, the thing is that Neanderthals have long been given a bad rap. They are one of the most successful hominids ever out there. One of the most successful hominid species that ever survived. They survived countless ice ages, and just amazing. Will the tariffs lead to U.S. economic? Of course not. Of course they won't lead to U.S. economic collapse. How would they lead to U.S. economic collapse? Give me your argument for that. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. How would they lead to U.S. economic collapse? Have tariffs led to China's economic collapse? No. Tariffs have allowed China to steal from the world its manufacturing base by keeping products out of the country and only having Chinese-made products for the most part in China. There are exceptions, but, you know, 40% tariff on Cadillacs, that's ridiculous. India has a 100% tariff on our cars, so there aren't American cars sold in India. Oh, you're not late, Louise. I started half hour late. I just got started about 7 minutes ago because I'm busy working. I couldn't break free. So, sanction IR out of USA. I have no idea what that means. What does that mean, Yaku? Yes, well, Ruan's so Rui, it's fellow Neanderthals and canines is what we say to our audience, because according to Nota Boloi, who likes to spew racist language and insult people's dignity, which apparently is a crime in South Africa. Unless you're black, then you can say that against other people. But if you're white and you say that, a la Penny Sparrow, boy, you just wind up in jail, just life destroyed. Or Vicky Momberg, of course, two famous cases there. Meanwhile, South Africans are busy running around instead of solving the problem, the shortfall in funding, blaming America. What's going on in Romania and Britain? I didn't see that. Okay. Still same crap going on around the world. Yep. 41 likes. I've got 98 likes on my phone. YouTube videos going around about China saying they will go to war with the U.S. on the tariffs. Well, good luck with that. China's economy is on the verge of total collapse, so they want to play these games. They put tariffs on food. It's very telling which tariffs they put. It put a 20% tariff on food items that they can provide some of themselves, and they only put a 10% tariff on the food they can't get themselves. So Canada is not going to be a 51st state. Yeah, we'll see. Sanction Ibrahim Rasool out of USA. Oh, gotcha. That's what you were saying. Gotcha. Oh, IR. Okay, that's what Ibrahim Rasool. Sorry, I got you now. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, I got 117 likes now. 237 people currently here. Yesterday we had over 700 people. I don't know if we're going to get there today. So, yeah, what color revolution will we call this? Sanctions against ANC trade to America, DA of South Africa out of their place, send them back with no progress. Yeah. So the Democratic Alliance sent a delegation to the United States to engage our leaders and condescendingly, insultingly tell us that we don't know what's going on and give us fact-based information. That's exactly what she said there. Emma Powell, the shadow minister or whatever she calls herself there for the DA, says, the spokesperson on international relations, she said that the DA emphasized the importance of maintaining strong communications channels between the U.S. and South Africa in light of recent tensions exacerbated by unnecessary provocations, which have undermined unity and economic progress in South Africa. That was a dig at solidarity and AfriForum, which is comical because who is doing the provocation here? It's not solidarity and AfriForum. The provocation, ladies and gentlemen, is coming from the ANC. Who met with Iran yesterday? Who felt important to put that on put that on Twitter, on X? So important for the Deputy Secretary General of the ANC to do that. If you're going to have that meeting with Iran, which is your prerogative, you're a sovereign nation, that is your prerogative. We don't tell you who your friends are, but when you actively work against our interests and you do it and you throw it in our face, what do you expect the response is going to be from America? I'll tell you what, these people are just intentionally causing trouble. Yep. What is this? What'd you say? Um, just want to say yes, they are that stupid, but I had a good laugh at least. Yeah. Yeah, please like the video, folks. 156, 295 people currently here. Thank you for that. Ronaldo had a good talk today about Professor. Hope you will discuss it later on. I don't know who you're talking about there's. Yeah, so anyway, so the DA sends a delegation to America to set us straight. Yeah, I'm sure that went over really well with policymakers. And then, of course, in the News 24 story, Sia Montanda Kappa, who wrote the story, claims that AfriForum and Solidarity are at odds with the South African government over their peddling of misinformation. Check your emails. I've sent you 2 emails. Which okay, I'll try. Guys realize I don't have access to my mails during the day. Yeah, my chickens right around the yard without their heads. Yep, exactly. Thank you for your hard work. You're very welcome for my hard work. Okay, so that's what's going on with the DA. They sent a team here. So will there be treason charges against the Democratic Alliance? I mean, after all, they came to America and they talked to policymakers and lobbied them. They're not the Director of Foreign Affairs. DIRCO is not run by the DA. They're just a junior partner in the government. So what are they doing over here? Why isn't the ANC here? Meanwhile, South African officials from the private sector, from government, are all over rubbishing America, complaining about, because after 22 years of feeding the pig and taking care of South Africa's HIV crisis, we've stopped the gravy train. And so it's all our fault that 8 million South Africans are HIV positive, apparently. Yeah, and we're supposed to feel bad for it. But I'm telling you, I ran HIV programs all over Africa, and while I have a lot of empathy for people who suffer from this horrific viral infection, I don't have any empathy for political leaders who are just playing games. Yes, NWA, I'm doing consulting, so I'm on a lunch break right now. Ronaldo with, I don't know, who is Falkoff? Who are you guys talking about there? So, Alan Winde, the premier of the Western Cape, says this move by the U.S. government is heartbreaking and deeply unfortunate. Health MEC Muriel Wenger said funding cuts have put hard-won gains against HIV at risk. And NACOSA, a NGO, says that 26,000 orphans and vulnerable children in the Western Cape are not getting services. 7,000 of them are HIV positive. Well, all I have to say about that is NACOSA and Alan Winde and Muriel Wenger is that that's your fault, not mine. I've given you 22 years of my tax money and buried this country in debt so that you could resolve the HIV crisis. Instead, you've gone from 1.9 million people with HIV to 8 million people with HIV. You've exacerbated the problem, made it worse during this time frame. How are we going to get to 2030 and 000 when you have gone from 2 million to 8 million people? Thank you, Rory. That's a clarification. Yeah, it worked. Well, that's just contractual. So basically, the court is saying that they have to fulfill the contracts that they sign. Without a justification for canceling a contract, that's a fair statement. So there you go. Welcome to everybody. It's here, 348 people, 208 likes, 0 super chat dollars coming this way. All right, so let's see what else. Economist in News 24, economist, what's this with Langabon? No. Economist Wantile Sibolobo says U.S. is not in a dominant market. It's not a dominant market for South African agriculture. Well, no, we're not. We never claimed to be a dominant market for yourself. No. Well, it looks like the rain stopped. Yeah, I guess it did. It's not making noise anymore. So we're not a dominant market. We're only 4% of South Africa's agricultural exports. So in a country with 0% economic growth, or almost nothing, do you really think it's a good idea to piss off 4% of your export market? I mean, so you could deal with 4% less revenue? Who knows how much of that's profit? You're probably selling stuff in the U.S. for a higher price than you're selling it in China. So the same goods in China are getting less money. So do you really think it's a good idea to piss us off there? Wandile Sibalobo? I mean, come on. You try to rubbish the relationship. It's stupid. Look, you desperately need U.S. money. Otherwise, you wouldn't be whining about the cuts in aid. I mean, our trade relationship is $20 billion. The aid relationship is $500 million. And so we're hearing people say that, well, the trade relationship doesn't matter. So think about this, folks. While they attack America, blame America for South Africa not taking responsibility for its HIV crisis, for quintupling the number of people who are HIV. Thank you, Desmond Brits, for your membership. For quintupling the number of people who are HIV positive and not resolving the crisis, exacerbating it, and then living off the tea to the American taxpayer for 20 years. They say that, first they said that doesn't matter. Now everywhere, oh, it's terrible. The orphans, the HIV, the women are pregnant, the transfer, mother-child transmission, all these services disrupted. You don't understand. The little bit of money the U.S. gives has such a wide impact. Well, and then they're attacking America because we're stingy now. Well, you're talking about $500 million. $500 million. The trade relationship on average is $20 billion per year. So 40 times as much money, and you're going to rubbish that. Well, U.S. is not a dominant market for agricultural products. Yeah, okay. Yes, yeah. Okay, well, there are some really stupid people in this world who have degrees. People with bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, but especially stupid people with PhDs. 40 times as much money is the two-way trade relationship, and you want to rubbish that. Grady Montasha, if they don't give us the money, we won't give them the minerals. Did we buy the minerals? $430 million a year. We buy almost as much money, almost as much minerals as we give you free money. It's pouring in South Africa. Well, not everywhere. I'm sure it's not raining everywhere. I bet you Northern Cape it's not raining. Heydrich Vissa, welcome to you. All right. What time is it? I'm 30 minutes away. What's going on there? Let me check the time here. It's going to be about quarter till. I imagine, yeah, quarter till. Zelensky is groveling. He is. He sent a letter. Please give us the money. We'll sign. Show me the money. Zelensky's sitting in Kyiv now going, show me the money. Dad always said, because of, okay, HIV. Cape Town is hot as hell. I believe that. Jaretha, thank you for your membership. Well, Melania always looks amazing. Yeah. Okay, it's pissing down by you. Demands, okay, give me the money. Show me the money. Eben Terblanche, welcome to you. 414 people here. Welcome to those who've shown up. Yeah, folks. So that's what's going on. Meanwhile, some opposition parties are really upset. The sad truth is the government of South Africa seems to have always had a U.S. mentality. Well, they're not alone. The whole world is that way. People crying all over the world because the U.S. turned off aid. But, you know, and the stories from the media today about Trump's speech last night are just astounding, talking about Trump and tariffs and all that. But the bottom line is that why in the world is it right for Europe to charge us 10% tariffs and we only charge them 2.5%? How is that fair? How is that fair? Eben Terblanche. Well, yeah, well, thank you very much, Eben. It's my pleasure. I also need the money, says Juan Coetzee. So do I, man. I got zero super chats and gift of membership. So, okay, cool. Thank you, Jaretha, for renewing you after getting a free one. Appreciate it. Why don't you apply for your semester? I did, Daniel Prinsloo, but it's buried amongst thousands of other applications. I've not heard from them. I'm probably not an ideal candidate to serve in this administration because I don't play bullshit. I'm like Trump. I mean, I'll call it like it is. And you don't need too many people around that call it like it is. You need a lot of yes men, apparently. Anyway, yeah, so I did mention it. I'm trying, what's this? In ICU. Oh, my goodness. Tom Hawk's in ICU. Made sure to tune in. One of the only truthful contacts. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Tom Hawk. I'm sorry to hear about your back surgery. I hope it went well. I hope you're well. Show me the likes. Yeah, show me the likes. Cuba Goody Jr. Show me the super chats. I don't know anything about the mic. The mic was fine before, so I'll switch over to my Bluetooth after this. So we've done this before, and people said the sound was fine. So I'm not sure what the static is. It's probably the network. When it rains, you don't always get the best connection. So maybe we're just lucky to have it. 294 likes. Come on, show me the likes. Oh, it went well. Good to hear that, Tomahawk. You know, it's funny. So you're laying in an intensive care unit listening to this program. The Right Reverend Rawhide had a stroke. He was in the hospital and was watching this program a couple years ago. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, so Police Minister Senzo Mkunu is proving yet again that he's not quite the guy we thought he was. He's not quite as clever as we thought he was. So he has decided to classify the Pala Pala investigation report top secret, covering up the fraud and the corruption in the Presidential Protection Unit, as well as I do not make fried cookies. No, and I'm not a big fan of them. I'll eat them only in self-defense, just to not be rude to my host. But I don't care for fried cookies. It's not my cup of tea. I love South Africa and love South African culture across ethnicities and many things about South Africa, but I'm not a huge fan of South African food. Just not my cup of tea for the most part. Yes, so nothing wrong with it, just not my cup of tea. So he's covering up the Pala Pala report and the investigation into the perversion of justice. And at least the African transformation movement. Yeah, there's El Marie Mayer, 35 Rand. There's a super chat. Show me the super chats. There it is. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it's top secret. That's right. It's Pala Pala's top secret. Of course, we all know what happened there. Oh, of course, I love biltong and divorce. Yeah. What's my favorite food? Indian. Heidi, my favorite food is Indian. Spicy, very spicy. No, Bunny Chow's for rabbits. That's not for me. ATM and EFF are not happy about the covering up of the Pala Pala report, and rightly so. Rightly so. 355 likes. I've only got 323. Sound is scratching. Show me the money. Korean food, I don't eat that either. Don't eat that either. Well, meanwhile, Savive Garuba, who is, we don't have any dual reverse equivalent in the States. So Savive Garuba, the Democratic Alliance. Oh, there's another one. Have you seen they want to do with, yeah, and that's in Joburg with CCTV. They want to take it over. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. How funny is it after everyone started posting all mainstream sites that Pala Pala is treason? Oh, are they doing that? Desmond Brits, there's another super chat. Manis Potketer, another super chat. Thank you guys for that. What's wrong with Canadian South African black label beer? You could have charmed off your feet with some of those mices here. Yeah, my microphone is acting ordinary. I'm sorry. It's a Neanderthal broadcast. The canines here. Watchman Stone with a super chat. Yeah, good grief. That sounds speedier. Oh, yeah. Love watching the Congress. Seems amazing to be in America right now. It is. Just want to say, caring about our country, you're welcome. Can we at least have a braai if we land? Yeah, you can have a braai. You can have a braai on that side, too. Do you drink dessert wines? Not really. Daniel Prinsloo. Whoa! 700 Rand super sticker. Hit the like button on that one, folks. Come on, hit that like button. Thank him for that. That's a massive super chat. Good Lord. I only see 3 likes for Daniel Prinsloo's 700 Rand super sticker. Hit it there, folks. Let your Take an Act Forum members visiting U.S. and the trees in charge. Our Con de Broom, where have you been? I've done a dozen. I did an interview last night with Jaco Kleinhans. Made it pretty clear my position is. I just did another video a short while ago talking about it. I was talking about the DA's visit. What's my opinion? They're a private organization. They're welcome to lobby the U.S. government just like anyone else does. We have organizations from South Africa, from agriculture and industry and mining who come here and lobby the U.S. government. We have lots of people who are lobbying the government in London and Berlin and in Paris. It's perfectly normal. It's not unusual. It's perfectly legal, and it's fine. At least they have an audience with the White House, unlike the ANC, who's busy talking to the Iran. Excuse me. Meerkat says, are you also candidate for Ambassador to South Africa? Is Joel Pollak a done deal? Joel Pollak's not a done deal. The press is just saying is, and insiders in Washington are saying it's the guy. I think Joel Pollak's probably going to be the guy. I doubt Trump even knows who I am, and I doubt the team's even looking at it. But yes, I did put my name in the ring for ambassadorship to South Africa, among many other things. So, yep. Nancy Pelosi made me too much so fake. She could have, yeah, she is a witch. Nancy supporters can breed for it. One thing. Okay, U.S. boots on the ground, South Africa possibility. Seems highly unlikely. Saw Bernie moaning about something. Who cares? He was on his phone during the briefing. Did you notice that most of the Democrats left before the thing even ended last night? They have no sense of decorum, no sense of professionalism, no sense of legitimacy. They're just evil people. They didn't even bother to applaud when the cancer survivor, that little kid who had brain cancer. They're just sick people. Maxine Mitchell, super chat. Thank you for that. Lynette DeVette, super chat. Thank you for that. When does DA arrive in the USA? They're already here, Gray. I think they've already left. The DA speak for the ANC now. There you go. That's right. Cape Malay chicken biryani. Ooh, that sounds good. And Amarola. Ooh, Amarola. 3 a.m. I was pissing my eyes out when President Trump gave that boy. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Heidi. It was. Finger slip all the way to the right. Well done, mate. Is that Pope Erg in the Congress, though? I don't know. You gain quite a few wealthy subscribers. I'm hanging in the middle. Well, no, I haven't gained many wealthy subscribers. I had wealthy subscribers back in the day. We had that guy who was in business in the Emirates. He gave a $500 super chat. He gave a few $200 super chats way back in the day in the original channel. So curious what the Trump administration made of what the DA told them. Wonder what exactly the DA said. Well, they probably said you're just misinformed. There's been no widespread confiscations of land. There's been no expropriation of land, both of which are lies. There's been land that has been occupied and land invasions, and there has been expropriation with compensation for over 30 years. So that's a lie. Well, not over, 30 years, 96 is when they started with it. So that's just a lie. But they're going to sit here and play the government card and tell the Americans that they know what they're talking about. When I tell you, I worked in the U.S. intelligence community, and I know quite well what the South African government was up to when I worked in the intelligence community. So, we're very well informed. And, the DA and the ANC can sit there and play for the press and for the cameras and think that they're telling Americans something. And they might be talking to dim-witted members of Congress. Remember, members of Congress are just used car salesmen and shyster lawyers and people with the gift of the gab who are slightly better, more attractive than their opponent and able to hoodwink people into voting for them. Most of them are not qualified to do what they're doing. Most of them not particularly bright. I mean, look at Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Marjorie Taylor Greene may be a firebrand, but I'm not all that sure she's all that bright based on the way she behaves. My point here is that that's who they're talking to. Those aren't the people who know what's going on for the most part. They get briefings. The people who know what's going on are the intelligence analysts who are actually briefing the principals, and that's what matters. Been here all along, okay? Work pressure. Okay, gotcha. Daniel Fion 30. How funny do we think Malema's debate about U.S. citizens for ACOT is going to be? He's having a debate about it. Spoke to a German MP and wasn't charged with the treason. They must have missed that one. Yeah. Watching the President Trump speech, I went through a roller coaster of emotions and ended up feeling overwhelming pride for man. Yeah, Carlene, he's amazing. He's amazing. Love how the Republicans started chanting USA when the idiot with the cane tried. Yeah, that's Al Green. He's a racist from Texas. Okay, Ronaldo's ready, folks. I'm going to wrap it up here. Unfortunately, Devet, what's your gut feeling about our refugee status? It's going to take time, particularly given that there's fewer people working at the State Department right now. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any more super chats here. So I'm a little bit behind. Okay, Ronaldo's here. All right, folks, my apologies, but I do have to end here. The rain has restarted. I'm going to connect my Bluetooth so that Ronaldo maybe the sound will be a little bit better and I can hear him better. So we'll see you, Ronaldo, in just a few minutes, okay? You guys, thanks for being here with me. Be sure to hit the like button and we'll catch you on the flip side. Hit that like button. Thanks for the super chats, everybody. And I will do something this evening when I get home and then the late night broadcast, okay? Cheers.